Alright guys, so I wanted to make a video on the Tornador again, Tornador Classic, which is my preference. I think it's better than the black. But for any of those that haven't seen my other videos on the Tornador, I just want to throw that out there. I do believe the Classic is better than the black. I've tried both of them side by side. Anyways, I had somebody recently leave a comment, or and asking a question, a couple of them, about the Tornador. He was wanting to know if it would save him time, I guess a decent amount of time in his detailing business. And I believe that, I probably need to look back, but I believe his main concern, I know the door panels were one, and then I want to say like maybe the floorboards, or maybe it was his dashboard. However, all those areas, doing the door panels, I really like doing the door panels with it. I'll show y'all here in a minute. After I do this door panel, I'm going to show y'all, I've got the mats hung up over here, and they're like a synthetic, cloth type of material. So I really, if they're like leather floor mats or WeatherTech or whatever they're called, I usually scrub those with the APC and brush and then rinse them off with water. I have done it with this sometimes when they're not that bad, and it works just fine. But I really like this on the floor mats because it will get out stuff, this Classic one will get out stuff that the vacuum just won't. You can go over it and it'll look clean, and then I can come behind you with this and it will pull all kinds, because that's what I like about this one versus the black. Because this one, when I'm sitting there going at it, if I'm doing a dirty floor mat, there'll literally be stuff coming back out towards me, and you can see it. And you can, it also will show up in the comments why you want to have a bucket of water to dunk it in and clean it out every so often. But you can see more dirt and stuff coming out quite a bit a lot of times. Even like I said, even after you vacuum it, you think you've done good, this will clean even deeper. So and with stains and stuff like that, it does very well. So, if you use the wet portion, I always use the dry, get all the majority of the dirt off first, then go to the wet if there's stains or if I want to shampoo it, and then go back to the dry, and this will dry it out really well. So, but what I'm going to show you right now is on this door panel. Now this vehicle, it's been in a few videos I've made. It's one of my maintenance clients. So this vehicle is not dirty, it's not in bad shape in any way, shape, or form. I know I don't have y'all right up on the door panel, but basically, there's just some very light dust on it. That's usually all there is on this because I maintain it regularly. And you'll have some dust down in the buttons, behind the door handle here, and occasionally from where she wears makeup, there'll be some, makeup spots where she'll touch the door along with spots on the window, but we're not doing the window right now. Even though I do have a, this is basically a window cleaner that I dilute from concentrate, and so it's a window cleaner slash multi-surface cleaner. But the reason I like it is because when I'm doing the door panels, I usually always get overspray on the window, and so, this being a window cleaner, it's just not a big deal. Now you can use the APC in this. I've done it plenty of times. Just make sure, especially if you're working in the heat, that you wipe that off pretty well immediately. Definitely don't let it dry on there, or it's going to be harder to get off. Just common sense type stuff. But I'll hook this up and I'll show you, because he was wanting to know if it saves time. And with the dust and stuff like this, if you didn't use the Tornador, then what I would do is I'd come in here with a microfiber towel and spray some APC or whatever, and I would wipe the whole door panel down, and if there was makeup spots, sit there and scrub on that for a minute, and I would get in these cracks and crevices as best I could. Now this stuff right here where the buttons are, I'd probably get a brush out, to get down in there behind that. And so with the Tornador, when it's just light dust and stuff, even dirtier than this, it'll do a very good job. But especially with situations like this on your maintenance clients, this will save you a lot of time, because you'll see how quick I'm about to buzz over this. that's another thing I want to say, the pockets. I love this thing for the pockets because, like I said, even though you're shooting compressed air, the way that this thing draws stuff up, you know, a lot of people have stuff down in these pockets, and you know, if it's big trash, I go ahead and pick that up and throw it in a trash bag. But just little crumbs and all that type of stuff that usually would be a pain in the butt to get down here, and you know, some of these are really a pain to get your hand down in a towel in. And this thing is awesome because all you gotta do is stick it down in there and blow. It blows, you know, 99% of that stuff out, unless it's really stuck in there, and then you got to go in with the brush or something to agitate it. But you know, and basically I was done with that right there. I've just got the bottom to buzz over. But there, you know, that got basically everything as far as the dust that was on there. Now, as far as these makeup spots, what I would do is turn this on, and this isn't an APC, keep in mind, so it doesn't have a lot of cleaning ability. So like I said, I'll spray that on there real quick. Some overspray did get on the window, so I go ahead and wipe that off. Like I said, this doesn't have a lot of cleaning ability, so coming behind this, you know, if it's makeup, you might have to scrub. That's with a window cleaner. With the APC, it would take it right off. And then flip it back to dry, and if you've got any liquid in these, you know, cracks and crevices, this thing, which I didn't in that sense, but this thing blows it right out. And you know, there's multiple uses for this, and that's just the cracks and crevices, getting liquids out of cracks and crevices, or getting, you know, stuff out of cracks and crevices. It does an amazing job, and it'll save you a lot of time right there versus going in and using a brush. Or even if you have to use a brush, something's really stuck in there, this won't get out, then you can come behind and use this to get all the liquid out, so you don't have, you know, because it's a pain when you go and get in a crack or crevice and you're using liquid or something with a brush, and then you wipe it up, but you can't get in that crack or crevice really good with a towel, so then usually it's going to drip back out and you're going to have drip marks. And you know, sometimes you catch them if you know they're coming. You know, I've had instances, especially when I first started, where I didn't think about that and I didn't expect it, and so I would leave and then it would drip out, and you know, that just looks really bad on you. Because it's just something that looks like it's so obvious that you missed, and they don't know that that happened after you left, you know. So the other thing though is the dashboard, the gauges. You know, a lot of stuff like with this, where it's just, you know, dust and light dirt, that this thing will just blow right off. Now I usually like to go in with the Tornador before I vacuum and start up top and blow everything down to the bottom, because otherwise you go in and vacuum first and then you start blowing all this stuff down, you're probably gonna have to vacuum again. Some people do that anyway, so that's up to you. And I really like this for blowing under the seats, blowing the stuff that's under the seats either to the back floorboard or to the front floorboard, whichever way, and you know, getting that good and clean, whereas with a vacuum you wouldn't be able to get to it, or it'd be a pain. And so I think you get the idea on this. You know, like I said, there's so many uses for it. I could make plenty of more videos about it, but I think what I'm gonna do is put you on pause right here and go over here and show you the floor mats. Okay, so I did pick the driver's side floor mat, the dirtiest one, just because these other ones are just, there's hardly anything on them. She doesn't really have people ride with her, I guess. So I can't hardly see on this screen. I'm gonna pick this up, sorry for it being shaky, but I want y'all to see, hopefully y'all can see the dirt and stuff that is on there. It's mainly towards the bottom here. I've got it upside down, that would be the top when it's in the car. So it's mainly that, and the majority of it is on this side. So what I'm going to do is set this up maybe at an angle. Sorry for it being shaky. I don't want to make anybody sick. Alright, set it up on an angle, and hopefully y'all will be able to see. I'll try to stay out of the way, how this thing, you know, I'm able to just buzz over it. And like I said, it even gets it cleaner than when you vacuum it. So I really like it. that's showing up in the video, it looks like a fine mist coming off as if I have the liquid on, but I don't. And that's kind of what I'm talking about, is if you just vacuumed up this stuff, you know, that's fine, it'll look clean for the most part. But this, it beats the stuff out of here, the dust that gets down in those fibers that normally you wouldn't get with a vacuum. And it also fluffs up the fibers. Like these are kind of matted down, you know, and it's got dust and stuff down in there where these fibers are folded over it. And when you go vacuum over it, you know, if you really get in there and agitate, I'm sure you get some of it, but not as much as this gets all of it out. I mean, it does a fantastic job. So on something like this that looks super clean, you saw how that fine dust, that mist, it's beaten out of there. And so it's getting it to, you know, a really close to, you know, as clean as you can get them. A lot of people just vacuum them, make them, you know, look presentable. But there's truly still a lot of dirt and stuff still in there that, you know, some people, they go and shampoo them. And that's kind of the thing, is I like going over this dry because it gets so much out of there that otherwise if you went in wet, it would just create a muddy mess. And this gets so much of it out to where then when you shampoo it, if you've got stains or something like that, then that's basically all you're fighting. You're not cleaning up you're not making a mess and smearing other, you know, dirt and mud around. So I'm gonna make these couple other passes. And so you can go pretty quick. Another thing I've done with these in particular, this white seam that it's got, that gets dirty sometimes. And so after I blow the majority of this dirt out, I'll put it on the liquid and go over this, and it just, you know, the tornado action, whatever it is that it does, you know, you squeeze it and feel it on your hand, and it's definitely got pressure. So, you know, it's beating stuff up. It's agitating for you, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. And so just with using the liquid and getting, you know, kind of close on it and going over it, it really does a good job of bringing these back, you know, looking more like new, getting that dirt and stuff out of there, and it does it quickly. So, you know, hopefully this was, you know, I was trying to stop making videos on the Tornador because I guess I was doing a few of them, but you know, if people still like them, even if it's just one person that still wants to see videos on it, I'm perfectly fine with trying to help you out and show you, you know, so, you know, you can make an educated decision before you put that money out there and invest it. Even though the Classic is cheaper than the Black, like I said, that's really not the reason at all. You know, in my opinion, I would think it'd be the other way around because this works better, regardless of what their advertising says. I'm telling you, it's wrong. Now, I have recently thought about the Tornador Black that has the vacuum attachment. I thought, well, you know, I haven't tried that. I really wish, because I think it'd be amazing if they made that attachment for the Classic. From what I'm understanding, you can't take that attachment for the Black and put it on the Classic. So, you know, you can only do that with the Black. But the way that this Classic pulls stuff out, I think it would just work better than that Black from, you know, when I did my testing, because the Black, it kind of stirred it around, but it didn't pull it out like the Classic did. So I recommend the Classic over the Black if you're just going to get the Tornador. I might get the Black with the vacuum attachment and try that out. You know, like I said, I just really wish they made that attachment for both of them, because I know the Classic would outperform it in that area, that application as well. But seeing they don't make that for the Classic, then, you know, that introduces a whole nother element where you do have the vacuum. And I think really, you know, that's kind of what this Classic does without the vacuum, is it's agitating, but it's also somehow pulling stuff out. And that's what, with the Black, I think that's why, you know, they might have come out with that, because maybe they realized, oh, this isn't pulling it out like the Classic did, like our, you know, that was our big advantage to our design. And so you know, putting that vacuum attachment on it, you're getting, you know, the black is agitating it, and then the vacuum is pulling that stuff out. Whereas I think the Classic basically does that by itself without that vacuum attachment. Now, is it a little messier sometimes when it's really bad formats or whatever? It can be. It's not a big deal to me. It's never been a problem for me. You know, just use common sense. But I have thought about trying that black out with the vacuum attachment just to see if it's that much better. You know, if it would serve that much better of a purpose than just the Classic by itself. But I know it's already long enough video, so other than that, you know, I definitely encourage anybody and everybody to leave a comment or a question down below about anything. It doesn't even have to be about this video. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Sometimes I know it takes me a couple days, but I try to always respond, especially questions. And you know, I'm going to try to start making videos more often. I've gotten sidetracked here, and so hopefully I'll get to start putting some more videos out here soon. And y'all let me know, you know, let me know down in the comments what kind of videos you want to see. That's why, you know, this guy didn't specifically ask, and I'm sorry I can't remember your name right now. I guess I should have looked it up. But he didn't specifically ask for me to make a video about the Tornador on these things. I just wanted to do it, you know, because it might help him out, his, you know, his question or what he's looking for. And I don't mind doing that, you know, for anyone. So other than that, guys, like always, y'all either be good or be good at it.